All right, Tana, I'm finally gonna make the easy chocolate coffee cake. So I'll try to give you a play-by-play of what I'm doing. Here are all the ingredients. This is buttermilk. Definitely need buttermilk, not regular milk. Sugar. This is coffee, instant coffee. Eggs, butter, baking soda, flour, powdered cocoa, sifter for sifting. I'm going to sift the flour. There's the sifted flour. I'm gonna measure out 2 cups. Okay, so even though this looks like tea, it's not tea, it's coffee. So I'm going to, I'd measured out a cup of water and I'm going to boil it and make coffee with it. There's 1 stick of butter in the mixer. I'm about to add 2 cups of sugar. And then I'm going to cream the butter with the sugar. Here's the second level cup of sugar, right? You want to make sure to measure everything exactly. 2 cups of sugar, 1 stick of butter. Now I cream the butter and the sugar. Coffee's hot, so I'm gonna take 3/4 of a cup of cocoa, measured exactly, and put it in there so that the cocoa dissolves. Here's the third 1/4 cup. All right. And I'll get a spoon and stir it. Get that cocoa to dissolve. Now we have what looks like kind of a thick chocolate pudding, hot pudding, something like that. I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of water. 1, 2. And I'll put, there's a 1/2 teaspoon and a full teaspoon, and stir it up in there to dissolve. Now I'll add the mostly dissolved baking soda to the buttermilk, 1/2 cup buttermilk. Try to make sure all that gets in there. I'll scrape it out. Mix that together. Next thing the recipe says is to beat eggs and add to the cream mixture. I just don't think it matters whether I beat those eggs by themselves. I'm gonna put them straight into the cream mixture. All right, so now the eggs are in the cream mixture and they will be blended in. Oh, I forgot to pull out the vanilla when I was organizing my ingredients. So now I'm gonna take a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, put it into the blended mixture, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I didn't have that out either. All right, here we go, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. There you go. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Blend those up a little bit. All right, so somewhat amusingly, the instructions of how to add everything kind of stop there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add about 2/3 of this cup of flour and blend it. Then I'm going to add about half of the buttermilk mixture with the baking soda. Blend it. Now I'm going to add the other part of the flour from the first cup and measure out the second cup without doing anything more. Now I have my other cup of flour and I'm going to add about 1/3 of it. And blend it. Now I'm going to take a spatula and clean the sides and make sure everything is really getting mixed in here. And I'll add my other part of my buttermilk baking soda mixture. My mom always said you should start with dry and end with dry, so that's how I'm going to do it. Not sure what difference it really makes, but her stuff always came out great, so I don't want to mess with perfection. Blend that up. Now I'll add the rest of the flour, the 2 cups. Final part of the 2 cups of flour. Blend that in. Now I'm going to add the chocolate, but first I'm going to try to get a little more liquid out of the buttermilk mixture here. Just try to get as much liquid as possible. And start putting in the chocolate. Can't do it with one hand though. All right, the chocolate's in. And our batter is turning brown. And that's pretty well mixed. I'm gonna take the spatula and clean out the chocolate. Try to get as much as I can into the mix. Before you finish, you wanna get the spatula down in the bottom and mix everything up. Make sure you really got the whole thing thoroughly blended. So you see there's dark chocolate coming off the bottom. As the recipe says, the batter is quite thin. Drips off the spatula. Yeah, I'm gonna grease the pan now so that the cake doesn't get stuck when we're finished baking. Get around the sides, wherever the cake is gonna be. Then take some flour and spread it all around. It's impossible to do with one hand, so that's it. There, the pan is fully floured and hopefully it won't stick. I have this other spring pan that's much easier. Gonna do the same thing to it anyway. All right, now I'm going to pour the batter into the 2 cake pans, cake tins. I can't really do this, but yeah, you get the idea. I'll show you afterwards. All right, there they are, ready to go in the oven. I turned on the oven, it's warming up, gonna be 350 degrees soon. All right, I've had these in here for 40 minutes. The recipe says 50, but I don't want them to overbake. I'm gonna take a toothpick and stick it in, and if it comes out clean, which it did. All right, I think they're ready.